Yesterday, we start a new section of chapter 6. Okay, so that is the polynomial division. Okay, and we have learned a new theorem. So that is called, the name is called the remainder theorem. So what is meant by remainder theorem is that, and we have a division. Okay, in a division, it's always like this. In a division, okay, when fx is divided by a linear polynomial. Linear polynomial means that the polynomial is of degree 1. Okay, degree 1 means that the highest power of x is 1. Okay, so I will just, from now on, I will just use the more general case. Okay, so that is the mx minus n. Okay, when fx is divided by mx minus n, then the remainder, okay, if we do not care about the quotient, okay, if we do not care about the quotient, okay, and we just care about the remainder, we just want to find the remainder, or we just have information about the remainder, then we can use the remainder theorem to calculate the remainder or to set up an equation to find the unknown. Okay, so the remainder is equal to f number. Okay, and what is that number that should be substituted into the fx to calculate the remainder is by putting this divisor to be 0 and then calculate the value of x. Okay, in this case, if it is mx minus n, and in a draft, you just put in a draft, okay, to put mx minus n to be 0, and then you'll find that x is equal to n over m. And this n over m will be the number that you need to substitute into fx in order to calculate the remainder of this division. Okay, so that is like this. The revision, the summary of the remainder theorem is like this. 得唔得？嗱，呢度咧就係 remainder theorem 啦，即係喺個 division 裏邊講到明係乜嘢嘢 is divided by 乜嘢嘢。OK， 如果我哋唔 care about the quotient， 即係我哋冇 quotient 嘅資料，亦都唔係需要揾 quotient 嘅話咧，淨係揾 remainder 或者淨係有 remainder 嘅資料。OK， 即係一家四口裏邊，淨係即係3缺1。冇咗 quotient 嘅，我哋就會用 remainder theorem 啦。OK， 3缺1，即係有 dividend、有 divisor、有 remainder。有嘅意思即係佢 either 係俾咗你，或者係叫你去揾嘅。OK， 得唔得？咁嘅時候咧，我就用 remainder theorem 啦。remainder theorem 好簡單咧，就係一句最尾呢一句嘅啫，就係個 remainder 係等於 f number。個 number 就係 put 個 divisor 等於0，計個 x 出嚟嘅時候嗰個數字就係咁。OK， 嗱，點解我講得咁翹口咧 ？OK， 因為咧嗰陣時即係有陣時咧，即係嗰啲 divisor 咧，未必係咁即係咁簡單 mx 減 n 啊，或者係x 減 a 啊咁樣樣嘅。總之咧，你就係 put 個 divisor 等於0，計個 x 出嚟，計到出嚟嗰個 x 就係要塞入去 fx 個數字，去幫你計個 remainder 出嚟啦。OK， 好，我哋睇多一個 example 啊，我哋睇多幾個先呢度，做多幾題先。Example 10 when x square minus 4x minus 1 is divided by x minus k。好啦，見到呢個 x square minus 4x minus 1 is divided by x minus k， 咁即係話咧，前面呢個 x 2次減 4x 減1咧，就係個 dividend 被除數係咪？而家係俾乜嘢整除啊 ？sorry， 俾乜嘢除啊？就係俾個 x 減 k 除，係咪？ So x minus k will be the divisor。咁我哋通常咧要做一樣嘢先，我都希望你哋喺功課裏邊或者測驗考試裏邊咧，唔好少咗呢一句啊。 OK， 因為呢一句會令到你成個 presentation 咧係非常之清晰嘅，得唔得 ？OK，let f(x) to be the dividend. OK, now we have the information about the remainder. It is given that the remainder is equal to 4, right? Okay, so we have information about the remainder. Although the question is not asking you to find the remainder, but it is given that the remainder is 4. And we do not care about the quotient. So we are going to use the remainder theorem. Okay, so our remainder is calculated by f number. F what number? This time it is divided by x minus k, right? Okay, so in the draft, you need to put x minus k to be 0 and calculate the value of x. Okay, x is equal to k. So k will be the number that you need to put into the fx to calculate the remainder. So it should be fk. Can you get this? Okay, but we have the formula of fx now, so we can continue to calculate the remainder. Okay, so just replace all the x by k. So k squared minus 4 times k minus 1. So that is just k squared minus 4k minus 1, right? And this is our remainder. But the question tells us that the remainder is equal to 4. Therefore, we just put our remainder to be equal to 4. Okay, so can you smell that it is a taste of quadratic equation? Okay, and then you just move all the terms to the left hand side and make the right hand side to be 0. So you get a simple quadratic equation where a is 1, b is -4, and c is -5. And then you may use the calculator to help you to find values of k. Okay, or you just use the cross method. Okay, so it should be like this, and then k is 5, or k is equal to -1. OK， 跟住再 check 嗱，通常咧，你哋即係而家大個女啦 ，OK， 咁啊好多時我哋計數嘅時候咧，有陣時會陰你一啲嘢嘅 ，OK， 有陣時會話個 K 咧要係正數喎，咁樣樣 ，OK， 有陣時要係負數喎，有陣時要係整數喎。我哋每次計完答案嘅時候 ，OK， 都 check 題目有冇啲乜嘢特別嘅要求 ，OK， 令到你需要去 reject 一啲答案嘅 ，OK， 得唔得？呢度咧，因為真係好多同學咧都係會被扣分嘅 ，OK， 即係一冇為意嘅話咧，咁當然啦，呢一題我哋冇特別嘅要求係嘛，對 K， 咁所以咧 K 就係有兩個答案啦。Okay, so there are 2 values of K in this question. Okay, because there is no special requirement on the value of K. Sometimes K should be positive, sometimes K should be integer, and so on. You just need to pay attention to whether there is any special requirements on the value of K. Okay, so this is example 10. Is that okay? Now I would like you to try to do the instant Drunum 10. Okay, part A and part B. Give you 2 minutes. 嗱，呢啲都係比較簡單啲啊。琴日講過㗎啦，第6課一定係 DSE 裏邊最簡單嘅一課嚟嘅，最容易學嘅一課啊！我唔係話啲題目簡單喎 ，OK？ 嚟緊 DSE 嗰啲題目咧，有啲幾刁鑽嘅 ，OK？ 但係一定係最容易入口、最容易學嘅一課嚟㗎。Okay, so give you 2 minutes to do this instant Drunum 10. Alright, you may check the answers. So in part A, when x squared minus 3x plus 4 is divided by x minus p, remainder is 2. OK， 一家四口三缺一係嘛？冇咗 quotient 嘅就用 remainder theorem 啦。So remainder is equal to f number. OK， the f number, what number? And just need to focus on the divisor. Divisor is x minus p. Okay, so you need to put x minus p to be 0 in the draft. Okay, and it is very easily to be calculated to be x equals p. Okay, so p will be the number that you need to put into the fx to calculate the remainder. So remainder is equal to fp. So just replace all the x by p. So it becomes p squared minus 3p plus 4. And this is our remainder. But the question told us that the remainder is equal to 2. So we put our remainder to be equal to 2, and then just move the 2 to the left, and you'll get a simple quadratic equation. 喂嗱，留意一樣嘢，我好擔心你哋會被扣分嘅。你呢度請你哋留心聽啊！呢一行係有分嘅，呢一行啊，呢一行係咩意思咧？即係寫到 ax square plus bx plus c equals 0。OK， 一條 quadratic equation 要擺晒喺一邊，另一邊係0嚟嘅，先至有一分，係有一分喎，唔好 skip 咗佢，得唔得 ？OK， 唔好 skip 咗呢一步啊！即係唔好諗住咧，前邊 put 咗佢等於2之後，你心裏邊都知道個 C 係2㗎啦，然之後直接撳機撳兩個 P 出嚟，咁你就會冇咗我 highlight 咗呢一句嘅嗰一分㗎啦。聽唔聽到呢度？嗱，因為咧好擔心你哋咧，其實識計嘅講真，但係有陣時諗得快得滯，跳咗一啲 step 咧，就會冇咗一啲分咁樣嘅。好唔 OK？ 記住啊，呢一個 quadratic equation in general form 呢一行係有1分嘅，得唔得？同樣地，咁如果係咁嘅話咧 ，B part 嘅呢一行係有1分嘅，得唔得 ？OK。Oh, part B. So when x squared minus 2x minus 6 is divided by x plus k, and the remainder is k, find the values of k. So let fx be this, and the remainder is calculated by f number. 嗱，我亦都另一樣擔心你哋嘅咧，即係啲 careless mistakes 咧，最喜歡錯嘅咧，就係啲負數嘅次方啊，或者係double negative 啊呢啲位啊。OK， 小心啲，小心啲。The remainder is equal to f of negative k, okay? And then you just replace all the x by negative k. But be very careful that for the first term, the square is for the x. And when x is replaced by negative k, so the square will be for the negative k, okay? So the negative can also get a square here. And then the square of a negative number becomes positive again, right? So it becomes positive k squared for the first term. And for the second term, it's minus 2 times negative k. So it becomes a double negative. It becomes plus 2k, okay? And then minus 6. And this is our remainder. But the question tells us that the remainder is equal to k. So we just put our remainder to be equal to k. And then just move all the terms to the left-hand side to form a quadratic equation in general form, okay? Such that the right-hand side is equal to 0. And then you may use the calculator or use the cross method to help you to find the two values of k. So they are negative 3 and 2. Is that okay? 得唔得？嗱，呢度咧，呢兩題咧，你就會見到咧，其實嗰個未知數可以喺 dividend 嗰度出現又得。divisor 出現又得，喺個 remainder 出現嗰度都得嘅。咁但係你都唔需要理佢嘅，因為咧基本上佢喺邊度出現咧，佢最多只係得一個未知數嘅啫。OK？ 而家呢一題啊，陣間可能會有兩個嘅。OK？ 好 ，next。example 11就係有兩個啦。呢個亦都係好常見嘅喺 exam 裏邊。Example number 11. 我望一望佢做啲咩先啊 ？Let f(x) to be x cube plus x square plus ax plus b。嗱，佢 let 埋 f(x) 俾你啦，唔使自己 let 啦，咁似係咪？不過咧，見到佢 let 俾你嘅時候咧，有 A 有 B， 有兩個 unknowns 喺度係嘛 ？OK， 咁我哋嗱，你一見到咁樣嘅話咧，你要 expect 呢一題要做啲咩咧 ？How can we solve two unknowns? We need to set up two equations to solve two unknowns. That is equation 1, equation 2. Okay, so that is the simultaneous equations. 係嘛？聞唔聞到陣味啊？一見到第一句有 A 有 B， 係咪有兩個未知數？我哋咪 set 個一式二式去 solve 兩個未知數咯。但係點樣 set 個一式二式咧？喺邊度嚟嘅咧？咁啊睇下後邊咯噃。When f(x) is divided by x minus 2 and x plus 1, the remainders are 15 and -3 respectively。嗱，呢度咧我擔心你哋未習慣睇呢啲複合嘅句子。如果你未習慣，你處理到嘅話咧，你幫我寫翻一句出嚟。When f(x) is divided by 第一個係咩啊 ？x minus 2。Sorry. The remainder is 15。OK， 呢個係第一句。然之後第二句係咩咧 ？When f(x) is divided by 第二個就係 x plus 1，sorry x plus 1，and then the remainder is -3。Okay, can you get this？ 即係講緊係呢度，佢一次過，即係佢題目啊，一次過講咗兩個除法，係咪？不過呢兩個除法咧嘅 dividend 都係 f(x) 嚟嘅，但係有唔同嘅 divisor 嘅，俾唔同嘅嘢去除嘅。咁所以有唔同嘅 divisor 嘅話咧，就會有唔同嘅 quotient， 亦都會有唔同嘅 remainder 啦。不過佢提都冇提過 quotient 喎，係嘛？即係我哋唔 care 個 quotient 喎。OK， 即係我哋陣間咧，我就要諗起我哋而家呢題咧就應該要用 remainder theorem 啦。OK， 得唔得？咁我哋咧將佢歸翻好先，歸翻好個次序先。第一個 division 係 f(x) 比 x 減2除嘅，然之後 remainder 係15嚟嘅。第二個 division 就係 f(x) 比 x plus 1除嘅，跟住就 remainder 就係 -3。Can you get this？ 好啦，咁如果咁嘅話咧，我哋由第一個 division 裏邊，我哋係咪可以睇個 remainder？ OK， 即係咁樣喎。第一個 division 就係remainder is equal to f number. For the first division, the divisor is equal to x minus 2. When I want to use the remainder theorem to find the remainder, I need to put the 2 into the bracket, right? OK? Get 到嗬？我唔再寫個咩 draft， 跟住 put x 減2等於0，跟住計個 x 出嚟啦。呢度 OK 啊？嗬？得唔得？呢度自己諗啦，因為呢度都唔係太難啫。Okay, and now we have the formula of f(x), so we can continue to calculate the remainder. It becomes 2 cubed plus 2 squared plus a times 2 plus b. Okay, so that should be 8 plus 4 plus 2a plus b. So that should be 2a plus b plus 12. Okay, but so this is our remainder, but the remainder is given to be 15. Therefore, so 2a plus b plus 12 is equal to 15. You get this? And then 2a plus b is equal to 3。咁我通常咧都會咁樣啦。我通常咧都會將未知數擺晒喺左手邊，跟住 constant terms 擺喺右手邊咁樣樣。Okay? And then call this equation 1 because we have two unknowns in one equation. So we are not ready to solve the unknowns A and B at this stage. Okay, so just save this to equation 1. And then how to get equation 2? We still have the second division. The second division is when fx is divided by x plus 1, the remainder is -3. Okay, and this is again for this division. Again, we do not care about quotient. We just have information about the remainder. So we are going to use the remainder theorem. Remainder theorem is remainder is equal to f number. Divisor is x plus 1. So the number will be -1. Okay. And then we have the formula of fx, so we can continue to calculate f -1. So -1 cubed plus -1 square plus a times -1 plus b. And -1 to the power 3 is -1, and then plus 1, and then minus a plus b. So we have -a plus b. This is our remainder. But it is given that the remainder is equal to -3. So -a plus b, that's our remainder, is equal to -3. OK， 咁我通常個 A 都係正數嚟嘅。So A minus B will be positive 3. OK， and then I label this to be equation 2. Can you get this? So now we have equation 1, equation 2, and we are going to use the method of elimination or method of substitution to solve these simultaneous equations. OK， 好，咁我見到咧個 B 一個係加 B 一個係減 B， 啱啱相反嘅係咪？咁嘅時候咧，我哋兩式相加就會係 cancel 走個 B terms 啦，係嘛 ？Okay, so we are going to do this equation 1 plus equation 2. Okay, for the A column we have 2A plus A, that is 3A, and then the B column we have plus B minus B cancelled. And then equal sign. And for the right-hand side, the constant terms column, 3 plus 3 is 6. Okay, and then we can calculate the value of A to be 2. Okay, so when A is 2, you just sub A equals 2 into either equation 1 or 2. Okay, so we have 2 times 2 plus B is equal to 3. So B is -1. Can you get this? So that is how we can find the values of A and B. That is what we want to find. 得唔得？咁啊，即係話咧，通常咧，如果題目係有兩個未知數嘅話咧，你就要留意題目嘅即係佢俾你嘅資料，咁就會有兩個除法喺度嘅，兩個 division 係咪？兩個除法，每一個除法都會有自己嘅 dividend、divisor 同埋 remainder。OK， 嗱，今次嗰兩個除法嘅 dividend 係相同嘅，咁但係未必每一次都係相同嘅喎，咁你就要睇佢點樣講啦。OK， 總之咧就會列到兩個除法出嚟。藍色嘅部分你可以唔需要寫出嚟嘅，即係喺 solution 裏邊，但係你要腦裏邊要有呢兩行喺腦裏邊，即係要搞清楚第一個 division 係邊一個除邊一個出乜嘢餘數，第二個 division 係邊一個除邊一個出乜嘢餘數咁樣樣。OK， so now I would like you to do the instant drill number 11 and the instant drill corner 6.5.
No sir。
係。
我有幾題 6B 係想問下個 step 如果 skip 咗有冇分咯？
好啊，你
30A。
睇先啊，幾多 ？sorry， 30A 係嘛？
嗯。
啊。
我想問下，如果我直接將 f(x) 等於 quotient 乘以 divisor 減1，但係唔講點解我將 remainder 變做減1，會扣分㗎？
你講緊 A part 啊？睇先啊。嗱，呢度唔會扣分嘅，呢度。
哦，咁同埋我想問下31B。
31B。
我可唔可以直接將 x 等於7，但係唔解釋點解我將 x 等於7啊？
嗱，呢度咧可以嘅，不過我想問一問啦，你計到幾多啊？1啊 ，OK， A part 答案係咪都係1嚟㗎？係啊，咁就得㗎啦。嗱，因為呢度咧佢完全一模一樣嘛，即係當你 put 咗 x 等於7嘅時候咧， 係完全一模一樣嘅，即係A part 嘅題目就會直接變成 B part 嘅題目。咁我哋要揾嘢咧，亦都係 A part 嘅答案嚟嘅。咁所以咧，完全一模一樣嘅時候咧，咁就可以直接 put x 等於7，就係攞個 A part 答案啦。得唔得？
好，thank you。
Okay, so I give you 5 minutes. 應該咁樣 2 minutes for instant rule number 11, and then 5 more minutes for instant rule corner 6.5. Okay, so ID 11, so 11:24 to 11:26, and then ID corner 6.5, question number 1 to number 7. And oh my God. Okay, have you done instant rule number 11? So instant rule number 11 is basically the same as example number 11. Okay, fx is 2x squared plus ax plus b. So you can see that there are two unknowns, a and b. Okay, so you expect to set up two equations to solve two unknowns. So there will be two informations for you to set up two equations. And from the next sentence, when fx is divided by x plus 1 and 2x minus 1, the remainders are -2 and 1 respectively. So this sentence involves two divisions. The first one is when fx is divided by x plus 1, remainder is -2. And the second division is fx is divided by 2x minus 1. remainder is 1. Okay, so from first division, we just need to consider the remainder. Using the remainder theorem, the remainder is calculated by f number. Okay, because the divisor is x plus 1, so the number should be -1. Okay, but we have the formula of fx, so we can continue to calculate f -1. So it should be 2 minus a plus b. But it is also given that the remainder is equal to -2, so just put it to be -2. And then negative a plus b is -4, and I would like the a term to be positive, so I multiply a negative to every term in the equation to get a minus b equals 4, and label this to be equation 1. Okay, and then for the second equation, it comes from the second division. Okay, when fx is divided by 2x minus 1, remainder is 1. Again, we just use the remainder theorem. Remainder is equal to f number. Because the divisor is 2x minus 1, okay, then the number should be 1/2. So remainder is f of 1/2, and it is calculated to be 1/2 plus a/2 plus b. And then put it to be the given remainder, which is 1. And we do not like fractions in our calculation, okay? So we multiply by 2 to both sides, to every term in the equation. Becomes 1 plus a plus 2b equals 2, and then a plus 2b is equal to 1. That is equation 2. And I noticed that the a terms in equation 1 and 2 are exactly the same. So I just use equation 2 to subtract the equation 1 with minus equation 1. So the a term will be cancelled by each other. And then for the b term, we have 2b minus negative b, becomes 3b. And for the right-hand side, the constant term, so we have 1 minus 4, that should be -3. Okay, so we can find that b is equal to -1. And then sub b equals -1 into either one of the equation to get a equals 3. And that is the final answer. A is 3 and b is -1. Is there any problems for this? And for the instant drill corner,好，不如我俾埋個清單你，我陣間會講邊幾題先啦。我估啲同學咧可能會做得比較快少少嘅，先啦。Exercise 6B. Level 1嘅題目咧就唔講啦。我會講24, 25. And then, let's see. $31. 34. And 35. 好嗱，陣間會做埋呢5題嘅 exercise 6 boy 咁樣。咁其實咧有啲36啊、37、38嗰啲咧，咁我都想講嘅，咁就可能留翻聽日先講。呢一紮咧，今日會講呢一紮咧，會係似啲即係 exam type 嘅題目嚟嘅。OK， 咁剩翻嗰幾題咧，可能會係似啲即係高階啲嘅、高階思維啲嘅咁樣，可能要俾你諗下嘢啊咁樣嘅。咁就其實都冇話 exam type 啦 ，OK， 都係 exam type 噶啦 ，OK， 因為咧我之前講過咧，呢一課咧雖然好容易學啊，學嘅嘢好容易學嘅，咁但係咧佢呢幾年嘅 DSE 咧都問得幾撩楞下嘅，就好似即係呢度咧 exercise 6B 啲36啊、37、38呢啲題目咧，可能要諗一諗啲嘢嘅 OK，咁所以呢啲題目咧我都會講埋嘅。咁但係咧，可能如果今日講唔晒嘅話咧，留翻聽日先講啦。OK，咁而家咧請你做埋 Instant Drill Corner 6.5嘅 Number 1 to Number 7，and then please do exercise 6B 24, 25, 31, 34, and 35。我會喺11:40講呢一個 Instant Drill Corner。OK。咁我同時都會打埋喺度啲 solution 喺度噶啦。咁你做完嘅話咧，可以對一對先啊。記住呢啲基本上唔使點諗嘢嘅題目咧，唔使去到解題嘅題目咧，請你盡量做快啲。OK，咁啊去到即係偷翻啲時間俾一啲真係要諗，要去諗點樣去解題嗰啲題目咧，佢哋慢慢諗。呢啲真係要見到嘅題目就知佢問啲乜嘢嘢，就即刻做反應㗎啦。OK。 Okay. Have you done the instant drill corner 6.5? So number 1 to number 6 are very easy. Number 1 to number 4 are very easy. Okay, just using the remainder theorem to put the correct number into the function, and then just calculate the function value very carefully, and you'll get the correct answers. So please check the answers for number 1 to number 4. Is there any problems? And then number 5 and number 6 will be having an unknown, okay? Having unknown, either in the dividend or divisor or the remainder, okay? So you just find the remainder yourselves, and then put your remainder to be equal to the given number. And then you will set up an equation involving the unknown k. And that will lead you to find the answer of the unknown k. Can you get this? And for question number 7, you have 2 unknowns, a and b. So you need to set up 2 equations by using the information from the 2 given divisions. Okay, so again, using remainder theorem 2 times. Okay, the first time set up the first equation, and second time set up the second equation. And then use your technique of solving simultaneous equations to solve for a and b. And you'll find that a is equal to 4 and b is equal to -7. Is that okay? OK， 呢度想你俾個反應我。OK， 如果呢一部分 OK 嘅，即係 remainder theorem OK 嘅，可唔可以please give me a like or a clap? If you are OK for the remainder theorem part, OK, please give me a like or a clap. Thank you. If you are not OK for any part, please raise your hand. Okay, thank you, thank you. Is there any raised hand? Okay, good. 得唔得呢度？嗱 ，make sure 個個都得啊！我想啊，因為咧，即係呢啲簡單嘢 ，OK。咁啊，有冇同學未得嘅？有冇同學需要我講多一次即係某啲部分需要講多一次嘅，或者再詳細啲講一次嘅？有冇？好，如果冇嘅話咧，咁咧而家咧再請你做一做呢幾題啦 ，exercise 6 boy 呢幾題。咁我再俾多少少時間你做啊！我俾多10分鐘啦，而家係11:43，咁就我11:53咧就開始講啦。OK？
好 Sir， 我想問下36A， 我唔知應該點樣寫出嚟咯，因為佢唔係我就咁 write down 啦，但係佢好似要我有一啲計算嘅過程，但係我唔知應該點樣 present 出嚟咯。
嗱呢度咧，冇嘅，呢個即係就咁 write down 嘅啫。咁咧但係
你寫點計出嚟嘅？
就係呢度唔使嘅，唔使嘅。但係咧嗱，我想你點樣計出嚟？嗱，你可以諗到，可能你會諗到啲答案嘅，係咪？咁咧，但係咧，我想你學嘅咧就係點樣 make sure 你冇漏到啲答案。OK？ 嗱呢度咧，我唔知道係咪得一組答案啊 ？OK， 可能會有多過一組答案都唔定，因為咧一條 equation 裏邊咧有2個未知數嘅話咧，可能會有多過一組嘅答案嘅。你呢度你計到有幾多組啊
？3組。
Sorry， 幾多組啊
？3組。
3組。我
想問，如果我要計嘅話，係咪將 m 由1再慢慢10落去，10到去應多過14？
冇錯，冇錯。
但係呢題係唔使寫嘅喎。
呢題係唔使寫嘅，係啦。嗱，但係咧，如果我建議咧，因為咧，即係始終有啲危險咧，因為佢唔係叫你 write down 咧，佢唔係叫你 write down，佢叫你 find the values of m and n 嘅話咧，我覺得咧，佢可能咧需要見到你有一個 step，就係咧將個 m 轉咗做 subject 之後嗰個 step，然之後咧你唔係 sorry， 將個 n 轉咗 subject 之後係嘛，即係咁樣 n 係等於14減4m 噶嘛，係嘛 ？OK。咁咧，跟住佢話m 同埋 n 都係 positive integers 啊嘛，咁你就即係逐個 m 去到代落去啦。m 係等於1啦、2啦、3啦，跟住咧4嘅時候咧就令到 n 係 negative 嘅話咧，咁就開始唔使代啦咁樣樣。咁跟住做翻個 conclusion，m 同埋 n 分別可以係幾多，跟住第二個 case 係幾多咁樣樣。OK。
哦，咁即係我係唔可以一定要將佢轉到 subject 先，但係唔可以就咁用佢俾嗰條式，然後再實。
整到咩式話聽唔到 ，sorry。
因為佢俾咗條式，我係話呢個4m 加 n 等於14，我唔可以即係我係一定要轉做 subject 先，但係唔可以將就咁用翻呢條式，然後計翻個答案等於14咯。
係啦，要有一個 set 嗱。
好啦。
either m 做 subject 或者 n 做 subject 咧都得嘅。得唔得？
Thank you。老 Sir，
係。
我真係想繼續問 step 咯。
好啊。
36B 啦。總之 f(x) 最後計出嚟係等於14等於4a 加 b， 即係個 pattern 係同A 嗰條式一樣嘅。咁我應該點樣 express 佢哋兩個係一樣，所以個答案嗰個
嗱，你已經計到4A 加 B 等於14係咪？4A 加 B 等於14，咁即係同 A part 係一模一樣啦。咁你就直接用 A part 嘅答案就得㗎啦。咁但係咧 A part 嘅答案咧，
即係唔使再點解釋。
係啦，唔需要解釋嘅，即係一見到 A part 嘅題目嘅格式，就可以直接用 A part 嘅答案咁樣樣。OK， 你甚至乎話亦甚至乎連咩 from the results of part A 都唔使寫㗎啦。我哋即係改卷嗰啲人咧係會知道嘅啦，呢個。
好啊。
OK， 好。Okay, let's check the answers. (24、25條，咁其實就唔係太難嘅啫，講真咁啊，只不過即係俾你見一見，有啲好勁嘅次方咁樣嘅啫。OK， 咁啊use the remainder theorem to find the remainder in each of the following. Okay, 24, 25 is just finding remainders. Okay, and so we have dividend, we have divisor. We want to find remainder, so we do not care about quotient, and we are going to use the remainder theorem. Okay, so let fx be x to the power 2008 and then plus 3x minus 15. And question just asks us to find remainder. So remainder is equal to f number. Because the divisor is equal to x minus 1. So the number we need to put into fx will be just 1. Okay? 咁啊點解要講呢題咧？因為佢有個 2008次方，咁但係咧想俾你知道嘅就係1嘅2008次方。So any power of any power of 1 is just equal to 1. Okay, it's 1 plus 3 minus 15. So that should be equal to 11. So this is actually not difficult at all. OK， 咁啊不過咧如果今次唔係除 x 減1，係除 x 加1嘅話咧，除 x 加1做唔做到嘅咧？因為如果係1嘅任何次方都係1嘅啫，但係如果係2嘅2008次方嘅話咧，就會係爆機㗎咯喎，係嘛 ？OK， 即係撳機都未必撳到咯喎。Sorry，it should be -11. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you. Should be -11. It's my fault. Sorry. 係啦，應該係-11啊。Thank you. Okay, thank you. Good. 我太想講個 x 加1啦。Okay. If the divisor is x plus 1, then the remainder. So I mean, if this time is x to the power 2008 plus 3x minus 15 is divided by x plus 1. Okay. Then the remainder is equal to f negative 1. But f negative 1 this time is equal to -1 to the power 2008 and then plus 3 times -1 minus 15. Okay, and just want you to remember that the even power of -1 becomes 1. Okay, and then the odd power of -1 remains -1. 負1嘅雙數次方就會變成正1，因為咧負得正嗰樣嘢係嘛？如果佢有雙數次方，即係有雙數咁多個負1乘埋一齊，即係每兩個負1咧都可以 form 到一 pair， 去到負得正翻啦。get 到啊？如果係單數咁多個次方嘅話咧，即係有單數咁多個負1乘埋一齊。咁即係話咧，佢 form 咗一 pair 之後，係剩翻一個負1係孤獨嘅，揾唔到佢嘅 partner 嘅。OK， 咁所以嗰啲 form 到一 pair 嘅負1咧，就會 double negative 咗，變翻到正啦。但係剩翻一個負1，一次嘅負1喺度，就會炒和咗成個咧，變咗做負1咁樣啦。所以負1嘅單數次方係負1，負1嘅雙數次方係正1咁樣樣。Okay, it's like this. Okay, so this is extra. And then number 25. 咁咧，亦都想俾你睇下咧，咁樣樣嘅。今次個 dividend is x to the power 1997. Okay, and minus 4x squared. And then divisor is 2 minus 2x. So we do the same thing. Let fx to be x to the power 1997 minus 4x squared. Okay, and then we want to find the remainder is equal to f number。嗱，呢一個咧，我想俾你睇翻咧，就係如果佢嗰個 divisor 係，即係我要寫翻呢個啊 ，divisor is 2 minus 2x， so we will just put 2 minus 2x to be equal to 0, and then calculate the value of x. The 2 is equal to 2x, so x is equal to 1. Okay, so what we need to put into the fx to calculate the remainder is still 1. That is f1. Can you see this? 無論佢嗰個 x 咧係即係我意思係 divisor 裏邊呢一個 x 咧係 positive term 定係 negative term， 其實唔關事嘅，即係你唔需要理佢喎，唔需要理佢嘅。你只要 put 個 divisor 等於0，計個 x 出嚟，計到出嚟嗰個 x 個數咧，就係你要 put 入去 fx 裏邊計 remainder 嘅個數嚟㗎啦。OK， 就係咁樣。 So we just put 1 into fx to calculate remainder. So it is equal to 1 to the power 1997 minus 4 times 1 square. Okay, so it's just 1 minus 4, that is -3. Okay, so that is the answer of question number 25. Is that okay? And then next one is 31. 31. Yes. 好，頭先李先生問過啦呢題，咁但係咧我都想提一提一啲嘢嘅。Find the remainder of this. X plus 1 to the power 2015 divided by x. Find remainder 都係好正常一條 remainder theorem 嘅題目啦，係咪？ So in part A, we will let fx to be x plus 1 to the power 2015. Okay, this is the dividend. 好啦，跟住咧佢揾 remainder 喎 ，remainder is equal to f number, right？ 不過今次應該 f 乜嘢 number 咧？佢個 divisor 係就咁 x 嚟嘅係嘛？就咁 x， 咁即係我哋要 put x 等於乜嘢啊？嗱，可能諗到嘅同學咧就好快諗到啦。我哋要 put 個 divisor to be equal to 0 and then calculate the value of x. But when we put the divisor to be equal to 0, we have already found that x is equal to 0. Okay, so 0 will be the number that we need to put into fx to calculate the remainder. Can you get this? When you put x to be 0, there is no more calculation need to be done. Okay, because we just want the value of x. When we put x to be 0, the value of x will be 0. And that is what we need to fill in this bracket. Can you get this? So the remainder is just calculated by f0. And that is equal to 0 plus 1 to the power 2015. So that is 1 to the power 2015. But any power of 1 is just equal to 1. Okay, so in part A, the answer is this. Can you get this? 好，跟住 part B, using the result of part A, find the remainder of 8 to the power 2015 divided by 7. 好啦，嗱呢度咧留意啦。嗱講真，如果真係要佢擺到明，叫你用 A part 嘅 result 啦，我相信大家都會見到咧，或者好容易都諗到咧，我哋會 put 個 x 等於7落去嘅。但係計慣數嘅你哋咧，會唔係好舒服嘅 ？OK， 即係咁冇嘢計過咁樣，係嘛 ？OK， 跟住我呢度咧教一教你哋，如果嗱呢度咧都要學一學埋，因為咧今次呢啲題咧比較直接啲。咁遲啲咧我會俾啲題目你哋咧係會係需要做少少嘢先至可以出到 A part 嘅題目。然之後先至可以用到 A part 嘅 result 嘅 ，OK？ 我哋點樣寫係會令到我哋首先個安全感係強啲咧，即係我哋係有寫到一啲啱嘅嘢出嚟，去計一啲啱嘅數出嚟嘅 ，OK？ 點樣寫咧？我哋喺 A part 咧係咪做咗一個 division？Dividend is x plus 1 to the power 2015. Divisor is x. Remainder is 1. Quotient is I don't care. 但係咧，今次咧，我想用個 division algorithm 去到砌翻一條式出嚟。Okay, so that is like this. From part A, we know that x plus 1 to the power 2015 should be identical to divisor times the quotient, I don't care, plus the remainder, 1. Can you get this? Okay, just using the division algorithm, okay, to put what we have done in part A back into an equation or an identity. 記得啦，如果你即係砌翻出嚟 用 division algorithm 砌翻出嚟嗰條式咧，係一條恒等式嚟嘅 identity 嚟嘅。恒等式嘅話咧，咁我琴日講過㗎啦，就係話我哋可以 put x 係任何數都係令到呢條式咧係變成一條等式嘅。put x 係任何數都 work 嘅。咁當然我哋唔係亂咁 put 個 x 一個數入去 x 嗰度啦。今次我哋好有晒方向嘅，我哋需要 put x 等於咩咧？就係 put 個 x to be 7 into this identity. And then what we will get is 7 plus 1 to the power 2015 is equal to 7 times quotient plus 1, which means that is 8 to the power 2015 is equal to 7 times quotient plus 1. 好啦，呢一個係咩意思咧？8嘅2015次方等於7乘以一個 quotient 一個數啦 plus 1，即係話如果我哋對照翻嗰個division algorithm 嘅話咧，我哋寫翻一條英文出嚟嘅話咧，即係話 when a to the power 2015 is divided by 7. The quotient is I don't care, but the remainder is 1. Can you get this? So that is how we can use the result of part A to find the answer of part B. Because the question of part B just asks us to find the remainder when this a to the power 2015 is divided by 7. So what I wrote in the final line is when a to the power 2015 is divided by 7, the remainder is equal to 1. So 1 will be the answer, like this. 係啦，即係如果你要寫得好啲出嚟嘅話咧，我哋就要咁樣做啦。好唔 OK？ 咁呢一個咧，亦都係想你哋真係學咗佢嘅噃。所以呢一題你 put 咗 x 等於7嘅話咧，直接係等於A part 嘅 result， 直接寫個答案係1咧，就已經 OK 㗎啦。咁但係咧，我頭先講過啦，嗱，我哋嘅目光並唔係淨係做到呢一題㗎嚇，要做到呢一種題目嘅 ，OK？ 咁所以呢一種題目咧，遲啲咧會有一啲比較複雜少少嘅運算 ，OK 嘅時候咧，我哋係需要咁樣去到砌翻條式出嚟先嘅，然之後先至代啲嘢嘅，咁樣樣 ，OK？ 得唔得？Next one is 34. 好，跟住其實 34、35咧都並唔係啲乜嘢非常難嘅題目嚟嘅。好啦 ，when x squared plus ax minus b is divided by x plus 3, remainder is -5. When ax squared minus bx plus 1 is divided by x minus 2, remainder is 3. 好啦，呢度咧係咪有兩個 division 啊？兩個除法係分別係有唔同嘅 dividend、唔同嘅 divisor 出唔同嘅 remainder 嘅。OK， 兩個完全唔同啦。咁所以咧，我哋要點做咧？我哋要 let f(x) be the first dividend。Okay, and then for the first division, remainder is equal to f -3, and then f -3 can be calculated to be -3 squared plus a times -3 minus b. So that should be -3a minus b plus 9. But it is given to be -5. So -3a minus b plus 9 should be -5. Okay, so -3a minus b is equal to -14. And I don't want so many negative terms, so multiply a negative sign to every term here to get equation 1. Okay, how about equation 2? We have the second dividend. So we are going to let gx to be ax squared minus bx plus 1. Okay, 唔好再 let fx 咯，第二個，因為咧 fx 喺呢一題裏邊咧已經俾人用咗噶啦。Okay. So remainder is equal to G 2. Okay, but G2 can be calculated by this formula. It should be 4a minus 2b plus 1. Okay, this is our remainder, but the remainder is given to be equal to 3. So 4a minus 2b plus 1 is equal to 3. 4a minus 2b is equal to 2. And then all the numbers are even numbers. So I need to clear the common factor. 2a minus b is equal to 1. And label this to be equation 2. Okay, so now we have equation 1, equation 2, and I noticed that the b term is positive b, negative b. So when I add the two equations together, I can cancel out the b terms. So 1 plus equation 2. For the a column, we have 3a plus 2a. I get 5a. For the b column, b minus b cancel. For the constant terms, 14 plus 1 is 15. So a is 3. And then sub the value of a into equation 1. Okay, so 3 plus b is 14. So b is 5. Okay, and that's how we can find the values of a and b. Is that okay?好，嚟到呢度有冇問題？咁咧，睇先，我哋應該係搭2落堂嘅，你哋搭3係上下一堂嘅，係咪咧？睇先，係啦，冇錯。OK， 好，咁我呢度咧，我今日講到呢度先啦。咁就我聽日都會講埋第35題啦、36、37、38咁樣嘅，剩翻啲題目嘅。Okay, so if you have no more problems, and that is the end of this lesson, and you may leave now. Goodbye.
老Sir，我想問咧，第37B 應該點做？
哇，37 boy。
係啊，佢嗰度咧，其實我又唔知係咪應該可以亂咁寫 D 係咩啦，但係我見個答案又好似會影響到個 remainder 係點樣？
先 A 你計到咩啊
？A 係等於2。
2。
係。
咦 D 應該任何數都得㗎噃。係啦，冇錯，應該任何數都得。佢個答案點寫啊？
佢答案 D 係-1或者正1。
負1或者正1，冇第二啲啦。
冇啦，佢話有 any other reasonable answer 嘅。
冇錯，嗱，任何數都得嘅，任何數都得。你寫個派落去都得嘅。OK， 寫個負數啊，寫個正數，寫個小數啊，都得。OK， 因為呢個 D 咧，其實係啦，係冇影響嘅，對已經 given 嘅requirement 係冇影響嘅，係嘛？
老 Sir。
係。
我想問下38咧，其實係咪只要我 A 同埋 B 求其10兩個數落去之後再揾 C 出嚟就得㗎啦？即係冇限一定要10邊幾個數嘅喎。係
啦，嗱，就係呢啲啊，即係呢啲開放式嘅題目啊，係嘛 ？OK， 咁
我就諗佢係開放式啊，但係其實佢係有限制，就只不過我唔知咯。
冇錯啦，嗱，一定有啲限制嘅，但係咧個限制係啲咩咧？就係睇先 ，when f(x) divided by 即係你係咪應該計到9a 減3b 加 c 等於負1咁樣樣？
係啊。係
啦，咁跟住 write down two sets of possible 嗱，仲有咧 A、B、C 要係整數嚟嘅 ，A、B、C 要係整數。咁呢度亦都係嗱，我諗亦都有好多嘅唔同嘅可能性都得㗎啦，係嘛？
即係基本上我只要10整數落去就得，但係冇話仲有啲咩限制。
冇錯啦，嗱，你咪計到9a 減3b 加 c 等於負1嘅話嘅咧，咁咧簡單嚟講咧，就係你求其濕個數落 A， 求其濕個數落 B， 然之後計翻個 C 出嚟，呢一組嘅 A、B、C 咧就係一組嘅 solution 嚟㗎啦，係啱嘅 solution 嚟㗎啦，記唔記？
好 ，thank you。
OK， 好。
拜拜。
拜拜。